What does it mean to you to be of a place? How many generations into the past can you imagine? Springtime is meaningful to people the world over as a time of renewal and hope. And spring has brought this sense of vitality throughout human history. In this region, spring calls out to us with its bright green forests, a spectrum of wildflowers, snowmelt and runoff, and the return of songbirds. We tend to think about a place in terms of human history there. And in the area around Diablo Lake, there's even more human history than we might imagine. Consider that North Cascades National Park was founded in 1968. Before that, prospectors and surveyors had been finding their way up the Skagit River as far back as the late 1800s, and this we often think is a significant length of time. Consider that human activity in this area, in fact, extends so far into the past that the numbers become too large for us to comprehend, approximately 10,000 years, and that is not an exaggeration. In order to help understand this, let's use a visual. This is the cone of a Douglas fir tree. For our purposes, let it represent 50 years of human activity in the Upper Skagit. For reference, North Cascades National Park was founded, and the route that crosses through the North Cascades, Highway 20, was finished about 50 years ago. And these 5 cones each represent 50 years, for a total of 250 years of human activity in the Upper Skagit. That's about as long as settler colonial populations have been here. That includes all the explorers, miners, surveyors, prospectors, and hunters that comprise the totality of Western history in the valley. And this is 200 Douglas fir cones, representing a grand total of 10,000 years of human tenure in the area. This is the length of time that the Upper Skagit, the Inklakatma, the Soxweotl, and the Swinomish peoples have been here. Some archaeological sites even put this number as high as 13,500 years. That's 500 generations of human culture. Now, we have an opportunity to hear from Scott Schuyler, a tribal elder of the Upper Skagit Indian Tribe, to give his perspective on spring in this valley.
My grandmother, she passed away this last year. She was, at the time of her passing, the oldest Upper Skagit living at the time. I think she was 97. And we used to go with her all over the place. She had her array of various berry baskets that were handmade out of cedar. And I'm not sure that we actually helped her, or we put more in the baskets than we ate, but it was a good time for us. And it's really sad that, we just don't see, that kind of thing going on anymore. There are blackberries still out there, but we're faced, as human beings, we're faced with challenges these days that we weren't faced with, during my generation's younger years. The Upper Skagit obviously is important to our tribe. We resided in that area for the last 10,000 years. In our culture, life began in the Upper Skagit, in our belief, and that's where our beginnings began. And so it is a very sacred area to us. Spring is important to us. We have our winter Sion religion that was going on all winter long. That is wrapped down, and this is a time for us to begin gathering some of the things that are important to us, going out in the woods and looking for the medicines that are coming back into the plants and the roots and that are available that we haven't had access to throughout the winter. And our people are transitioning into looking forward to what we do during the spring and summer months, preparing again for the gathering, preparing for the upcoming fishing season, hunting season, and the other traditional parts of our way of life that we haven't been able to do for the last 4 months. This spring is a time of healing. Mother Earth is healing itself from the winter. It's not a sickness, but just the fact that things have been put on hold, things have diminished, and it's just like Mother Earth going through the healing process every year, and we look forward to seeing that. And it's also a bar of the health of the ecosystem. As long as everything continues to rebound, we're in a good place. And with the environmental change that's going on, we're very concerned that at some point things may not rebound or things are changing. Historically, my people, the Upper Skagit, were wealthy. And when people hear me say that, they automatically think in the terms of the European sense, that we're wealthy with riches and resources, and it, and to me, it's different than that. We were wealthy in the fact that if you've ever visited the Upper Skagit and seen the mountains, the beautiful river, the wildlife, everything that's there, you would consider yourself wealthy. It's a sense of well-being that we always had, and that sense of well-being or of wealth in that sense is that in danger right now because of the way the planet's changing, and we don't want to see that go away.
Thank you for watching this video on springtime at Diablo Lake, brought to you by North Cascades Institute and Seattle City Light. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll learn even more about who's waking up this time of year and get an understanding of Diablo Lake as a hydroelectric reservoir.